Here we're going to find the limit of x times sine over 1 over x as x approaches infinity. As x approaches infinity, here we get infinity times 1 over x approaches 0, sine of 0 is 0. And so infinity times 0 is an indeterminate form, but it's not infinity over infinity or 0 over 0, and therefore we cannot apply L'Hopital's rule here. And so what we can do is this: rewrite x. This is times x, which is the same as dividing by 1 over x. So dividing by 1 over x is the same as multiplying by x. And now the sine of 1 over x approaches 0 as x approaches infinity. And then 1 over x will also approach 0. And now we have the indeterminate form of 0 over 0. Now we can apply L'Hopital's rule. And so to use L'Hopital's rule, we need the derivative of the numerator and the derivative of the denominator. Derivative of 1 over x. 1 over x is the same as x to the negative 1. The derivative of x to the negative 1 is negative 1 times x to the negative 2. Again, to take the derivative, we move the exponent, place it in front of the x, and then subtract 1 from the exponent. And then negative 1 over x to the negative 2 is the same as negative 1 dividing by x squared. Derivative for 1 over derivative of 1 of sine of 1 over x. Recall that derivative sine of x is cosine of x, but here we have sine of 1 over x. So the derivative will be cosine of 1 over x, and then the chain rule says we have to multiply by the derivative of 1 over x. Derivative 1 over x is negative 1 over x squared. And so the derivative of sine of 1 over x over 1 over x is the same as the derivative, the limit of sine of 1 over x over 1 over x is the same as the limit of the derivative of the numerator and dividing by the derivative of the denominator. Derivative for sine of 1 over x is cosine of 1 over x times negative 1 over x squared. And then derivative of 1 over x is negative 1 over x squared. Negative 1 over x squared dividing by negative 1 over x squared, so this is 1. So we get cosine of 1 over x. As x approaches infinity, 1 over x approaches 0, so we have cosine of 0, which is 1.